Meeting call to order. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to Taj Toastmaster, Club number 1158, Area 6, Division B, District 79. I am Karunagaran, the Surgeon at Arms for today's meeting. Before we begin, let me read out the mission of our Toastmaster Club. The mission of Toastmaster Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. Now let's take our club code. Kindly repeat after me. For better listening, for better thinking, for better speaking, we learn by doing. As a general rule, Toastmaster encourages all speakers and role players to speak on any topic except politics, religion, and sex. I hope you will enjoy today's meeting as I would. Let me hand over the control to the meeting presiding officer. To start our today's energetic meeting, we have our presiding officer, professionally Dr. Toastmaster, DTM, Sundar Ramlingam.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Karunagaran, for that uplifting introduction. Aren't you all feeling euphoric that we have joined again together for yet another meeting? I welcome you all on behalf of everyone present here at the XCOM and all those people who have been behind the show and getting this meeting done for meeting number 960 of Taj Toastmasters Group. The beauty of discipline is the theme that we have today. I'm pretty sure that our Toastmaster of the day is going to have a lot in store for us to know more about the beauty of discipline. But one thing that always keeps me awed and inspired when it comes to Toastmasters is the beauty of discipline that we all follow here during our meetings. Not just the meetings, any events that we do as Toastmasters, or for that matter, any role that we do as a Toastmaster. Take, for example, the handing over of lecterns. We always make sure that if it's a physical meeting, we shake hands or just give a fist bump due to the COVID scenario to the person who has been occupying the stage before you take over the stage. And be it the virtual scenario, we always say, Mr. Toastmaster, Madam Toastmaster, the virtual stage is yours. So this way of handing over things, be it the timings that we follow, the agenda, none of our meetings ever happens without an agenda. And even our speeches, for that matter, have a set time limit. So this is the beauty of discipline. And we all see and feel very happy about it. Just a while ago, we were talking about this beautifully redesigned agenda by our Toastmaster Ibrahim. So this beauty is what we appreciate and feel happy about. But the most important thing, which if you think can induce euphoria, but it might be difficult, but for sure, we can all do it. If we are able to translate this beauty of discipline in every walk of life that we do, be it your workplace, be it at home, even when you go out for leisure, how beautiful things will be. Just contemplate and look forward to the meeting. Without further ado, let me now move on to the meeting. Before we start today's meeting, the most important thing is for us to learn about a new word and to introduce the word of the day. We have a very enthusiastic Toastmaster who joined us recently, but has been willing to take part and take roles every meeting that I've seen him. Toastmaster Bhaskar, our word master for today, could you please introduce the word of the day?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible?
Loud and clear, Toastmaster Bhaskar.
Yes. I just wanted to share a screen.
Give me a second. I will enable screen sharing. Yes, you can do that now.
Just a second. Share. I'm sorry. Okay, let me read out. I'm having difficulty here. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, I'm the word master today. As a word master, my responsibility is to introduce the word of the day. And today's word is euphoria. Euphoria means delightful, happiness, and joy. And to give some sentences, cricket fans were in euphoric when their team won, and Toastmasters are having a euphoric feeling after finishing their speeches. So today, my responsibility is to count the number of repetition of the usage of the words by each Toastmasters, and I will give my report upon calling upon by the general evaluator in the end. Thank you, Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Bhaskar, for introducing a great word. I request every member who adorns the stage or the virtual lectern today to use the word as much as possible and improvise and add up another new word to your vocabulary. We had some great achievers, whom we always recognize at the beginning of every meeting. So let me just call on our achievers for the last week's meeting. Our best speaker was Toastmaster Anand Kumar and Toastmaster Bhaskar because they were icebreaker speakers. Our best table topic speaker was Toastmaster Maya Krishnan. Our best evaluator was distinguished Toastmaster Manaz Al-Bukhari. Our best meeting leader was Toastmaster Jabir Ali. And the best of big three was Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir. A big round of applause for all the winners of last week's meeting. We have a very enthusiastic guest today amongst us. I should actually introduce her because she's part of the Taj family. And she was actually a winner in the Taj International Speech Contest conducted in our Taj Gavels Club. And she is going to represent Taj Gavels Club at the next higher level, which is going to be Group C, if I'm right. Toastmaster Manaz is Group C, right? Yes. Group F. Okay, so the Group F semifinals, and she has the potential to even represent in the World Gavels Speech Contest. So let us welcome with a big round of applause Cavalier Shahana. Cavalier Shahana, could you please introduce yourself to all our members here?
Yes, sir. I am Shahana Tamarikannan. I am studying in 7C. I am in Taj Gavels group. My hobby is dancing and singing. I want to become an architect in life. Thank you.
Welcome to Taj Toastmasters Club meeting, Cavalier Shahana. Big round of applause for Cavalier Shahana for her achievements, and let us wish her the very best. Thank you very much for joining us today, Cavalier Shahana.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So without further ado, now we go on to the most interesting aspect or the most interesting part of our meeting, which is going to be the main meeting to be harmed by someone exciting every time. I feel that in Taj, everybody who takes up the mantle of the Toastmaster of the day tries to portray themselves in the best possible way. And this is one remarkable aspect of Taj Toastmasters Club. And in that line, today, we have a very passionate Toastmaster. Passionate so much that he has enrolled in multiple paths. I'm sure that he has enrolled in all the 11 paths that are available in Toastmasters right now. And currently, he has completed close to around 17, or maybe he's in the verge of completing 18 education awards, the highest number of education awards in District 79, that is Saudi Arabia. He works as a planning and control manager at Behari Logistics Corporate Office and worked as a marketing manager in Baltimore, USA. And having lived in the USA for 18 years, he holds the privilege of being the chairman and president of Washington Metropolitan Cricket Board for several years. And with all these laurels and accolades behind his name or along with his name, he enjoys the best position of that of a dad and that of being a wife and being a husband to his wife. And he has one son, one daughter, and got married to his sweetheart in 2000. He's more of a self-educated person. We definitely see that in the way he has been improvising himself as he presents his speeches and leadership roles in Taj Toastmasters Club and other Toastmaster arenas in District 79. He has completed his BCom, dropped out of ICWA, did diploma courses in strategic planning and project management. And this is his second stint in Saudi Arabia, having worked in Saudi Arabia earlier in the 1990s in the mall. Fellow Toastmasters, my dear friends, please put your hands together to welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar, on the virtual lectern. Master Ibrahim, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, for this sumptuous introduction. I feel so awesome. And so I would feel the rest of the guys, our Toastmasters in today's meeting are. Look at those beautiful faces. I love that energy what they bring in. So let me ask one small question to all of you. Who all looks for shortcuts? Any of you?
Me.
Yeah.
I do.
Now,
Who does not?
I know, and I think it becomes addictive. Do you think so? At times it becomes addictive.
Too much.
Yep. So what I have learned over time is my craving for the shortcuts took away essentially my skills of practicing discipline. So then what happened is it took away the beauty in the work that I used to do, or the work, anything that I mastered about. So that's the flip side of shortcuts. I read somewhere our good CEO, Bill Gates. I say him good because, yeah, he made good money for me. Yeah, I bought some Microsoft shares. So he said he wants to hire people who are lazy. But what he fails to say is under that laziness, there is significant discipline that those people practice. And they have a laser focused concentration of that discipline just to ensure that their future life is easy, first to them, and then for the rest of the world. And that's what makes the life and the world beautiful. You pick any single object that you find in the market, you're going in your car, and you just experience that. You feel so trustworthy. All of you drive cars, don't you? For a single moment, does a thought crosses your mind, what if this tire goes off? No. So we as humans, when we began to collaborate, we established certain standards. And what are those standards? There is a synonym for those standards, is the discipline. And these disciplines have made our world beautiful. And then you get into a cellular level. If you look at the universe, if you look the way we are built in, at the micro atom level, essentially we are made up of atoms. But it's the discipline that makes who we are. And if we go with science, and if you look at each cellular organism, we as humans have reached this point essentially based on certain disciplines, the way we have advanced. It's the iteration process that humans have become humans. And all of that iteration has concentrated down here in your brain. There's a beautiful book called How to Create a Mind. Beautiful book. And if you guys at times want to read or crave for some thought-provoking ideas or content, read that book. I will share the picture of that book as well, which I often read. Ray Kurzweil. It's hard to pronounce his name. He's an excellent author. He has also written the book Transcend as well. The fact I love about this author is he brings in the discipline, what the nature has instilled in us. And then he tries to simplify those. And then he looks at the future, how using the same disciplines, humans or the world is going to evolve or become. So once you essentially embrace that beauty, the positives is you would be positioning yourself for the future opportunities, you and your children as well. Because the world is changing. Forget about farming and all those things. That's going to be a thing of past. Forget about even all of those entertainment things that are going on. We are at a stage when the world is having an exponential change, something beyond our mind. And the change what took place in the last 200 years is changing so fast because we built the foundation using the disciplines. What was holding us back? Lack of discipline. Imagine if you live, it's a free will. Essentially, humans love free will. So if you live free will without any discipline, simple basic example is the signals. Look at the signals, what would happen? I go first, you go first, you have a traffic block. The moment we implemented signals, I think the flow began little seamless. Now think about this. Why should we have signals then? Why can't the cars communicate with each other? Or why? Because we humans, we live on a free will. That's exactly how the auto cars comes in. And the visionaries are looking at the world where each car can communicate with each other. Once that does, they can predict what time the car is going to cross. So we will be having a world that in one of the movie, which was the Minority Report, how did the world look? That was essentially a vision. And people currently are working towards that vision. No matter how much philosophically or spiritually we try to pull it back, that pulling will always be in place. But the world is going to go further. Time is of essence. And one of the main function today is to ensure that this meeting goes on time and practice discipline, sticking to the agenda. So I would love to introduce our meeting leaders. Can I please request our word master, Toastmaster Bhaskar, to step up and explain his role in today's meeting. Toastmaster Bhaskar, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Today's word for the day is euphoria. Euphoria means delightful, ecstasy, and joyful. And as a word master, my role is to count and follow the usage of this word in this meeting today. And to give you guys some example of with a sentence, cricket fans were in euphoria after the team win, and Toastmaster were having a euphoric feeling after their speech, and couples were in a state of euphoria after baby were born. I would recommend, I would appreciate everybody to make usage of this word consciously throughout this meeting. And at the end of the meeting, I would give my report while called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhaskar.
Yeah.
Let's call our today's counter, Toastmaster Anand Kumar Jha. Toastmaster Anand Kumar, please explain your role as an counter today.
Hello. Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Today my role, hello.
Yes.
I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Today my role is count I think there is a few words we normally use repeatedly like or, well, so, like, but, and some kind of word we are normally repeating, or we are taking some time gap to prepare our speech. Same like right now I'm doing the same thing. So it's my responsibility to count all the things.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Let's call upon today's grammarian, Toastmaster Jabbar Ali. Can you please explain your role?
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language of usage. I will take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings or thoughts. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jabbar Ali. Let's hear from our timer today, distinguished Toastmaster Manaz Bukhari. Can you please explain your role?
Hello, everyone. Today, my role as a timer is to record and display the time used by each speaker when they are delivering the speeches. Each speaker has a limited time to speak according to the project criteria. It is normally 5 to 7 minutes for a prepared speech, 2 to 3 minutes for a evaluation, and 1 to 2 minutes for a table topic speeches. Did I say two to three? It's 2.5, 3.5 for the evaluation speech. I'm sorry. And then once the general evaluator calls for the report, I would be reporting the same on the actual timings which was used, and will also be telling whether each speaker is qualified or disqualified after end of each segment. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manaz. Guys, rest assured, our timer's clock is not going to run fast as his background shows. Okay, that is just for the display purpose. So don't get scared, right? Let's invite our vote counter today, distinguished Toastmaster Sundar. Please explain your role, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ibrahim. As your vote counter, my dear Toastmasters, I shall be helping you identify the best speaker, the best table topic speaker, the best meeting leader, best evaluator, and the best of people. So we'll be casting our votes. It will not be me. Of course, I will not vote until and unless there is a need to break a tie. But you all will be casting your votes using a Google form link that will be shared through the Zoom chat as and when the voting has been called for each session. And the results will be announced by when I am called upon, or rather when I call myself as the vote counter as the presiding officer. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. So without much ado, we would jump into the most interesting session. There are 3 sessions. We have prepared speakers, then we have a table topic session, and then we have an evaluation session. Our first speaker is going to be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. I would request distinguished Toastmaster Sundar to explain the objectives of our first speaker's speech.
Thank you once again, Toastmaster Ibrahim. My speaker today is going to deliver his second speech from level 1 of Visionary Communication Path. And this speech or project is about writing a speech with purpose. So the project criteria or the objectives are for the member to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. And the speech length will be 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster. Our first speaker is working in Saudi Arabia for more than 20 years. His roots go back to both Kerala and Tamil Nadu. A project manager by profession with a degree in science, majoring in physics from Loyola College in Chennai. And more recently, a NIBOSH UK certified HSE professional. He works at the Aval Group, first telecom industry company based in the second industrial city. Riyadh, then encompassing manufacturing in diverse fields as infrastructure and telecom, in both plastic as well as steel fabrication. Interesting profession. His wife, Sunita, is an English teacher by profession, and they have 2 children. Son Joseph, who is pursuing BTech in computer science, and daughter Rose Maria in grade 12. Beautiful names, by the way. Fellow Toastmasters, please join me to welcome Toastmaster Rajan Jose. Toastmaster Rajan Jose, the virtual stage is yours.
Point of order, Toastmaster Rajan, please unmute.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. This famous song by folk singer Pete Seeger is sung in so many languages across the world. Civil rights leader Martin Luther King euphorically used elements of the song in his final sermon and established it as an anthem of the 1940s labor protest movement. An article in July 2015 Forbes magazine detailed the main challenges successful people overcome, along with the beauty of discipline. They always consider that age is just a number. Successful people don't let age define who they are and what they are capable of. Born in Punjab, Fauja Singh, the 104-year-old Superman, is the oldest marathon runner in the world. He ran the London Marathon when he was 101 years old, and he completed in 7 hours and 49 minutes. 95-year-old Nanammal, a Coimbatore-based super grandmother, teaches yoga to 100 kids and hasn't faced any health problems till date. All thanks to yoga, which she started practicing when she was just 14. Successful people know that caring about what other people think is a waste of time and energy. You'll never reach the peak until you surround yourself with the right people. My father used to refer to Steve Jobs of Apple as the epitome of success. It's later that I learned that Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak of Apple lived in the same neighborhood. Just like Bill Gates and Paul Allen of Microsoft met in prep school. Successful people also avoid negativity by setting limits and distancing themselves from it. As a non-smoker, if you were approached by a complainer who was smoking, would you just sit there inhaling the second-hand smoke? Of course not. You distance yourself, and you should do the same with all negative people. I was euphoric upon rejoining Toastmasters a few months ago. It was to build a growth mindset. From the start, I knew that believing efforts matter. Rather than thinking the abilities are fixed or stuck. In short, people who have a growth mindset believe that effort and hard work can lead to meaningful growth. Learn new skills so that when faced with a challenge, a combination of knowledge and skill help to overcome and lead to triumph euphorically. View failure as learning experience from which to learn and improve, not a reflection of one's abilities. Instead, to view it as a valuable source of experience from which one can learn and improve. Have an attitude so that this time I'll just try something a little different to succeed. When I started working, my mother often reminded, especially during the initial few months, which was quite challenging, that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. And also to be the reason, those of you who come in contact with me, to believe that the goodness of people still lives on. After attending a few meetings at Taj Toastmasters, I also learned that some hand gestures will immediately increase the value of what you say, such as the ball, the box, and the steeple. They make people pay more attention to what is being said and help them understand more. The holding ball gesture is like having the world in your hands, as if you're holding a real soccer ball to project authority and mastery of your subject. The box gesture, with palms facing mid-chest level, about a foot apart, help to frame an argument or an idea, which helps at the top of the presentation or in a summation. The steeple or the pyramid hand gesture, where the fingertips of one hand slightly presses against those of the other hand to form a steeple or pyramid. This gesture can be used to signal authority when speaking, and also when listening to demonstrate understanding and attention. I wish we can succeed together. And realizing that time is running out, let me see a duo, euphorically singing. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Hum honge kamyab, hum honge kamyab, ek din. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Awesome presentation. I love that song as well. Hum honge kamyab ek din, man mein hai vishwas, pura hai vishwas. You made me euphoric with your awesome speech, Toastmaster Rajan. Our next speaker, before I call, I will touch base in line with the discipline. Steve Jobs. I'm not quite sure who amongst you has read his biography. Anyone got a chance or opportunity to read his biography? Steve Jobs' biography. If you get a chance, just read that. Neat content, how this guy was made. He mentioned in one of his instances where he was working with his dad asked him to color the fence. So he colored the fence and came and said to his dad, "Dad, I painted the fence." His dad took him behind the fence and says, "Well, there is no color here." Steve said to his dad, "But nobody's going to see that. So why should I paint?" And his dad responded to him, "You can see that, right?" He struggled to find that. The same approach, especially the quality approach, it's a discipline approach. What you can see was reflected in all the products that were developed by Apple. He is one of the visionaries which world today looks up to. Our second speaker is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Hassan Hussain. Can I please request Toastmaster Hassan Hussain to explain the objective of the project?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters. My speaker is going to deliver her level 1 project 2 from Motivational Strategies. The project is writing a speech with purpose. The purpose of this project is to learn or review basic method of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The member who is completing this project will write a speech and present it in any style what she choose. It could be humorous or informational or whatever she prefers. The time allowed is 5 to 7 minutes. The speech title is Let Us Turn Our Thumb Screen. Let us turn our thumb screen. Toastmaster Sunita John. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Sorry, can you
Thank you.
repeat that?
Thank you, Toastmaster Hassan. Our second speaker, an English teacher by profession, she has 15 years experience in various teaching and administrative roles in education management and has worked in Middle East International School, Saud International School. Not a good time to have a sore throat. Let me get some water. Excuse me, guys. South International School, Al Hussan International School, and Dome International School in Riyadh. Currently on a sabbatical year, she is pursuing a course in continuous professional development. Other than teaching, she is passionate about hobbies, including gardening. Fellow Toastmasters, please welcome with a round of applause, Toastmaster Sunita. Toastmaster Sunita, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. It helps you boost your mood, relieves stress, heals and empowers, boosts creativity, productivity, and focus, promotes recovery, improves time management, fosters human relationships, and above all, helps to love and protect Mother Earth better. Can you guess what hobby I'm talking about? Anyone?
Gardening?
That's right. It's gardening. Does anyone here enjoy gardening?
Dr. Mahesh.
Okay, all right. That's wonderful. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening to you all. When the world wears out and society fails to satisfy, there is always the garden, said Minnie or Minia rightly. There is no exact time or place as to when I was introduced to gardening. It was always around me. My parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, everybody was into gardening as long as I remember. I still remember the euphoria that would set in the household when a new plant blooms. I remember waiting till late night to watch the Queen of Night or Nishagandhi bloom, counting the flowers and euphorically shouting as it broke previous records of the maximum flower blooms at a time. At that time, exotic plants, flower pots, these were considered as housewarming gifts by default, and anyone who had not set aside a garden or planned for indoor space for indoor plants were terribly scorned upon. They were considered lacking a sense of taste and creativity. I find gardening therapeutic and have made sure to have my fair share of experiments in Saudi Arabia, and can even say that to a considerable level, I have been successful. There were times where I could harvest up to 3 kilos, I'm not exaggerating, of ivy gourd from my 6 by 4 feet garden patch at home. Harvesting and tending to my garden was the best stress buster ever. especially after a day of work. Many friends and neighbors have enjoyed fresh organic gourds and moringa from my garden. I believe gardening needs some self-discipline to be consistently committed to the plants under your care. To a certain extent, it's like taking care of a child. Gardening was a great relief when the pandemic restrictions initially brought in travel ban, and I hadn't seen my kids for 2 years. And my only solace was gardening. I remember my kids exclaimed at the time that it looks like mom replaced us with plants. There is no better way of teaching little children responsibility and patience and instilling a love for Mother Earth and nature other than giving them the responsibility to take care of a plant. I learned this as early as grade 4 during my boarding days in St. Teresa's, Kannur. We euphorically exclaimed at each leaf, each new leaf at the time. With the impending existential threats that we face due to climate change, this is a very small effective step that we can introduce in schools. And this is something, a beautiful concept that has been established or by implementing successfully in schools back in India. We exchange gifts to foster connections. And I believe that no gift is better than a beautiful plant to foster relationships. I have enjoyed receiving and giving gifts in the form of numerous plants. And it's extra special if they are saplings that grew out of seeds in your own garden. Now, in Saudi Arabia, it may not be always possible to have an outside garden, and the weather conditions may not be favorable all through the year. This is where we have the option of indoor gardening. The initial pandemic lockdown helped me to explore the indoor gardening like never before. You'll be surprised at the options that we have in terms of indoor gardening. There are so many plants that can live and grow very well with minimum light. They need indirect sunlight sometimes. And nowadays we have artificial lights, budget-friendly in the market. Now, can everyone succeed in gardening? Well, like every other project or hobby, it needs experimenting, research, and above all, discipline. Not everyone is born with a green thumb. But as Jennifer Arnaud goes, if you keep putting your thumb in the soil, it will eventually sprout and turn green. Mine did, and so will yours. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sunita, for this beautiful speech and emphasis on gardening. To evaluate our next speaker, can I please request Toastmaster Karunagaran to come and explain the objective of our third speaker's project. Toastmaster Karunagaran, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today, my speaker is contesting for a speech contest, and I will be evaluating all the criteria of public speech. The speech topic is the greatest flaw, and speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to my speaker. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Karunagaran. Our third speaker is studying in 7th grade. It has been a long time since I was in 7th grade. In modern Middle East International School, Riyadh, passionate towards making handmade jewelry and baking, wants to be a successful architect in life, and she is going to be. Fellow Toastmasters, please welcome Cavalier Shahana Thamarai Kannan. Cavalier Shahana, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Work for a cause, not for an applause. Live life to express, not to impress. Respected Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and my fellow Cavaliers, a very good afternoon to one and all. How many of you want to seek appreciation from the crowd around you? If others let you down or say that you're imperfect, never lose your spirits. You see, none of us is perfect, neither you nor me. I say my imperfection is what makes me stand out of the crowd, makes me unique from the rest. People have the tendency to judge others. People may hate you, rate you, shake you, break you. How strong you stand is what makes you. Human tendency. We all are humans, aren't we? Can't we change this tendency? That's quite easy. But remember that you can pull a sapling, pull a plant, but can never even try to pull a tree. So change that habit right this very instance. The greatest flaw is judging others without knowing them or without understanding them. The society that has never known how they will feel when they will be judged. The society nowadays thinks that judging others is a fashion. But do you think that is? No. And if so, please don't. I'm talking about how can we stop being judgmental? There's only one way. In fact, two ways that together makes a strong weapon and can defeat those people who think that judging is necessary to get a perspective, a point of view of a person. Any guesses what it can be? Let me tell you. First, analyzation, and second, that is proving, giving an evidence to something. Now, let's see what does it mean by analyzation. Analyzation means to analyze a person before coming to a conclusion. What, why, how, and who? These questions must be asked before judging a person, or else never judge a person, I say. Because when you judge a person, you not only define them, you define yourself. Said by Earl Nightingale. And proving, is that true? This question comes up always when you start proving something. You need to give an evidence to each and every point you're saying. For instance, let me explain what this could be. There's a person suspiciously wandering in your residence. You see him and say that he is a thief. The public would never say yes to it because you're not even analyzing and didn't give proof. Did you see him pickpocketing? Your answer says no. Did you see him entering into a house without permission? No. Then why are you judging the person? He may be a guest of your neighbor. But rather than helping the person find his friend, you go and start judging. You see, before understanding, we nowadays start judging people. This should not be practiced. Stop this very instance. No one needs to be judged. You see, that proving and analyzation is quite necessary. The sailors of those ages came across the globe and said that the earth is round, whereas the public said no. They will fall at the edge of the brink. But they were courageous enough to prove it, weren't they? then why can't we prove it? You need to prove that you are right. Stand in front. If you know, you are correct. And if you're judging a person before understanding, then you are wrong, not the public. So please never judge a person before analyzation and proving. Go on and move and see that why are you start judging. Ask everyone, are you judgmental? Because if you are, then you need to change it. And talking about what and why it should be stopped, we all are quite mature enough to know that we need to live a happy life without regrets. No one in this world likes to be felt judged. Back off and let people live your own type of journey of evolving and growing. So before you assume, learn the facts. Before you judge a person, understand why. Before you hurt someone, feel. And before you speak, think. Will you stop being judgmental from now on? Take the oath that you'll never judge a person before analyzation and evidence. Thank you and have a great day ahead. Back to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Fantastic speech. I wish I could speak as half good as you. Wonderful content. Too good.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely. I can't agree more than what I already do, but never judge people. Can I please request and check with our timer, Distinguished Toastmaster Manaz, if our speakers have qualified?
All the speakers are qualified.
Thank you, Toastmaster. We have concluded our first session and we step into the most interesting session. Are there any butterflies in your tummy moving? Guys, are you guys ready for the table topic session? This is one of the most interesting sessions I see. Helps us grow. And in order to conduct this wonderful table topic session, we have a passionate Toastmaster who has 19 years of experience in food manufacturing and currently working as a production manager in Mama Sauce Factory, Riyadh. He has completed his master's in philosophy in applied microbiology. He did his diploma in Islamic psychology. He loves challenges, aspired to be a scientist and a public speaker very soon. Fellow Toastmasters, please join with me to welcome our today's table topic master, Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim. Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim Alikar Jigar, for that wonderful introduction. I'm really honored to be your today's table topic master. So let me discuss what is table topics and what is the benefit you are going to get. So the 4 things you are going to get from this table topic as a table topic. So the first thing is your listening skills, your thinking skills, your organizing and speaking skills. So the time criteria will be from 1 minute. Minimum you have to speak and the maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds to conclude your speech. So I don't want to call any speaker and don't waste my time. For this, since the New Year and Christmas are nearing, I thought of bringing 2 glasses. In these glasses, what I have is easy question and a difficult question. Even those who have switched off the camera will be also called today, so it's better. So let me start with my first question. So since I don't have anybody to select, I am the best person to select the question and the speaker. And the main thing is I have taken these 2 glasses from my wife. The best challenge is I should not break it until end. Fine. So let's move on to our first question or your first topic. Before telling the topic, let me tell something about bad habits. Bad habits are like a comfortable bed, easy to get into and it's very difficult to come out. So based on this topic, I'll call upon the speaker to speak about the topic name, what bad habits do you want to break? The topic is, what bad habits do you want to break? And the suspense, who is the speaker? Let me check. It's Cavalier, Shahana, 7th Standard C section. Cavalier, Shahana, the stage is yours.
What can a bad habit be for a 7th grader? Sleeping late hours, and that too after online classes started. Early morning I used to get up at nearly 6:30, and now it's nearly 9. My mom fed up with all these stuffs. Making a fuss upon it, she always tells me, get up, it's 9 o'clock. And when she's at office, my brother makes a fuss again upon it. Wake up, it's 9:30. It gets upon late, my 12 p.m. class started. And I say, oh, I didn't get ready. This is what the reaction of me happens when I start school. And that to online classes. I was flabbergasted when I came to know that I was sleeping till 11, not having a breakfast, and then not even brushing. I got up and saw that it was 12 when I got up. And then I was like this. And then my mother called, are you attending class? I was still like this, in a shock. And then when she shouted, I came upon it and then said, no, I got up right now. She shouted at me like anything. And then I went to the class at 12:40. I lost the first period, went on to the second in a sleepy and drowning mood. And my teachers were, what happened to you? I hope as soon as my offline classes start, this bad habit of mine cures soon so that I don't get any scoldings more. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Cavalier, Shahana. So don't think speaking as a bad habit, sleeping as a bad habit. It's a good habit. The doctor says you have to sleep for 8 hours minimum. Thank you, Cavalier, Shahana, for that wonderful speech. So without much delay, I'll call upon the second speech title. Before introducing the title, I'll say some few words about the title. Don't stop dreaming, because there is no wrong in wanting something more. So with this hint, I'll give the topic, what do you want more in your life? Or what do you want more of in your life? So to speak on this topic, let me call the next interesting speaker, Toastmaster Jabir Ali. Toastmaster Jabir Ali, the stage is yours.
Toastmaster Iqbal, can you please repeat the topic once again?
What do you want more of in your life?
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Good evening to all once again. It's a very interesting question. We should not stagnate, and we have to flow like a running water. This will help us. Life will be interesting as well as it will be challenging. Yesterday is not like today, and today is not like tomorrow. It's the present. It is in our hand. Let me share one personal example. I joined 10 years before in Toastmasters, and then after some times, due to work burden and all this one, I quit that one. And again, recently, when I was struggling, after I leave from my job, which I was carried out last 17 years, and I contacted some of my friends, and I called Mr. Sridhar also, Toastmaster Sridhar. So that time he asked me, "Yeah, Jabir, why you quit the Toastmaster? This you will have a lot of improvements and in your communications, everything." Then I realized, if you didn't quit that time, you could have reached to the so many levels. And why you quit that one? I realized myself that I did a mistake. I did a big mistake. It's everything. It's in front of us. The opportunities, we have to take as an opportunity, the opportunity as a challenge, and we have to go ahead to achieve and enjoy our life with every day with fruitful and interesting. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jabir Ali. I thought you were going to ask me something more to give, but you said you want something in Toastmaster's life. Just take it, it's free for you. So now we have our third topic. We know miracles happen everywhere. And the bus conductor become one of the topmost celebrity in India, who is nothing but actor Rajinikanth. So I'm not going to ask about actor Rajinikanth, but what celebrities do you admire and why? What celebrities do you admire and why? So to speak on this topic, let me call the next speaker, DTM Sundar Ramalingam.
Sir, can I have your autograph, please? Please. Yeah. Oh my God, I got the autograph. Fellow Toastmasters and all my dear friends, how many of you have been through this situation or would like to be in this situation where you badly need the autograph of the celebrity whom you admire? It could be Sachin Tendulkar, it could be Rajinikanth, or it could be Madonna, or any famous celebrity for that matter. Life is all about admiring these great personalities, being fans for them, giving everything for those fans. I see my little daughter, she's a very big fan of a recent sensation called the Korean pop music. And one of our bands, she's so crazy about it, she has been pestering me that they are coming to a concert here in Riyadh and is wanting me to spend a lot of money to take me over there. Well, this is the life of celebrities. Celebrities are admired for what they are. But do we ever look back at the amount of hard work that they have put across? Our theme for today is the beauty of discipline. We all are feeling so euphoric when we see our celebrity are able to spend some time or even take a selfie with them. But how many of us have got back into their lives, how much of discipline that they have put in, the hard work and the efforts that they have put in to reach that particular place? Take the case of the simple example which our table topics master was talking about, Rajinikanth. Rajinikanth had a very bitter past. the amount of hard work that he has gone through to reach the stardom that he is holding. When we admire these many celebrities and dream of being one of them, it is more important and imperative that we also look back at their lives. And what is that we can take from their lives? Take a leaf out of their life stories. And that is what we need to bring into our lives so that we too could be a celebrity someday. We need not be big celebrities for people to admire us and revel us. But at least if we are able to take a leaf out of their lives and improve ourselves upon, we could be a celebrity for those near and dear to us. Back to the table topics, Master.
Thank you, DTM Sundar Ramalingam, for the fabulous speech today. So the next topic, before going to the next topic, the best things in life are still unseen. That's the reason when we kiss or when we cry or when we dream, we close our eyes. So now the question is not about how you feel on kissing. So the question is, when you close your eyes, what do you see? When you close your eyes, what do you see? So to speak on this, we have yet another distinguished Toastmaster, DTM Manas.
Point of information, I can act as the timer for DTM Manas.
I was actually not prepared to speak, so the area is not set, but then I'll give it a shot. Just a moment. Why do you even close your eyes? Me, I always close my eyes just to have a great sleep. And do you know what I see in my sleep? It's dream. And as someone said, dream is not what you see in your sleep. It is something which will not allow you to sleep. When I close my eyes, I see those future back vision which I really want to achieve in my life. It is nothing very big. It is very simple. I remember once I was visiting a resort and I was sitting there next to a person who was fishing. And I told him, see, I really want to be a very big person. He asked me, what will you do after you become a very big person? I will build a very small house near a riverside, and during my free time, I would be doing fishing. What do you want to be? You know, you also need to dream big. And do you know what the fisherman said? He said, I am living that life. I am having a small hut by the riverside. I am doing fishing. You cannot judge or comment on others' happiness by just looking at them. It is what the inner peace, what you have. And my inner peace, when I sleep, when I close my eyes, is the happy family life, which I always dream of by staying together with my parents, with my children, having great time with them. And may God bless us to have a longer, happy, fruitful life ever. And that's the only dream, and that's the only visualization when my eyes closes. And I also have one more humble wish, that when my eyes close forever, others should talk great about distinguished Toastmaster Manas Al-Buhari. Back to the topic.
Thank you, DTM Manas, for that sensitive. Everybody will speak about you later and also in the now. Let's hope for that now, not about the past. Okay, let's move on to the next interesting topic. Everything changes when you change. Everything changes when you change. So based on this, how have you changed in the last 5 years? How have you changed in the last 5 years to speak on this topic, we have next speaker, Toastmaster Hassan Hussain.
The only thing constant in this world is change. Change is inevitable. If we don't change ourselves with the pace of time, remember, things will change and we will remain obsolete. If we want to be valid in the society, you need to keep pace with the change. Keep competing with what changes that are going around you. If you allow me to say what I have changed in myself during past 5 years, I could see myself today more confident, more passionate, and more dedicated what I was before 5 years. Indeed, every one of us start our journey in our younger age where we are having goals, but we are not so committed, not so dedicated. By the time we grow, we get more matured and we get dedicated towards our goal. And I could see in myself that I have turned myself more patient toward my goal, more confident in my works or while wherever I am presenting myself. That is what I can feel where I was before 5 years and where I am now. So as I said to you, whenever you want to be adaptable in the society, you need to be comfortable with the change. Whenever challenges comes to you, grab it. Any opportunity comes to you, come forward to take it. Whenever something is thrown at you, be the first one and accept it happily and come forward to tackle it. Remember that Charles Darwin once said that it is not one of the strongest species that can withstand, or nor the weaker species that can withstand. It is only the species that is most adaptable to the change can stay longer. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hassan Hussain. So next we move on to the another interesting topic. What is, okay, I should not have said the question first. So I think something is missing in your life. Don't tell me I lost $2 to $3 million. So now the question is, what is missing in your life? This is the question. What is missing in your life? To speak on this, let me call upon the young Toastmaster Anand Jha. Toastmaster Anand. Kindly unmute yourself, Toastmaster Anand.
Yeah, good evening. Can you repeat again?
What is missing in your life? And don't tell me I missed $2,000 or $3,000.
I will start. First of all, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Good evening, everyone. I think this is the beautiful thing you are right now. We are talking. Okay, I am happy to share my viewpoint on this. Okay, I think money is not a thing. Okay, if you have a money, it's never give you the full satisfaction in your life. Okay. As you know, we are from India right now. We are working in KSA. So we always missing our parents and family only. We are here for the money, but we never think about money, we are always think about our parents and family. Or I think this is the biggest asset for us. Money is just a part to survive in your life. It's nothing else. Okay, if you think about, yeah, I have lost the 2 million, 3 million, 10 million euro, it's nothing for me. But my family, my colleague, my brother, all the things, whatever I have, my all relative is important for me. Even the second thing, your thought is also important for you. For example, when we are growing, we have a good discipline. That time we are maintaining all kind of routine life, all kind of discipline. We are respect everybody. But during when we are growing up, we are dependent. And now let's say the money we have. So we forget about such things, the basic discipline rules. If somebody is bigger than me, we need to respect him, give him a proper respect. Even it's not a kind of his position, right now we are giving the good, I think some kind of say word, we are respect on the as per the position, as per the money, but we need to focus to give the respect on the age, on the value, what they have a knowledge on that front. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand, for this wonderful speech today. So the next question or next topic, be proud of who you are. Be proud of who you are. And the question or topic is, what makes you proud? What makes you proud? To speak on this topic, we have another enthusiastic Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir.
The happiness in face of my family make me proud. Fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends, we all have some dreams in our life. But when we accomplish our dream, just look back to, is we really proud of us, what we achieved today? Every month, the first of the month, when I send the receipt of the money that I send it to my home, and the reply that I am getting from my dad, he's not talkative, but he gave me a few claps for sending that money on first of every month. That makes me proud. I feel that all of us, we have some achievement in our life. But if we really enjoy that achievement, after a long time, when we are 40, after 10 years, we are 60, when 75, hopefully, when we look back, what are the achievements that we made and what we are proud about? I can clearly say that the happiness of my family make me proud. And that's why I am here today and I am looking forward. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir. With this, I'll conclude my session. I am very much happy to listen to all your talks today. And I hope you all enjoyed same like me. And let me hand over the session back to the joke master, Toastmaster Maya Krishnan.
Point of
Point of
information.
order. Let's confirm if all the speakers have qualified.
Yeah, timer, can you please confirm all the speakers are qualified?
I confirm that all speakers are qualified.
Thank you, timer. So let's vote for the best table topic speaker today. Thank you. Let me hand over the lantern back to the joke master, Toastmaster Maya Krishnan.
Am I audible?
Yes, clear.
Yes, loud and clear.
I asked God to protect me from my enemies. Then I started losing friends. Dear fellow Toastmasters, Gavels, a warm good evening to all. 2020, March 14. Don't think that I have done something great in my life on that day. Just I was sitting in the wine shop and taking alcohol on that day. I had a phone call from Chennai. Hello, Mr. Maya Krishnan. March 27, you have an interview. Please come to Chennai. I said, okay. When I look at the clock, it's around 7 o'clock. Oh my God, I want to catch the 10 o'clock train. I went to the railway station. Too much crowded in the unreserved compartment. It's very difficult to enter in the compartment. So what I decided, if I sneeze continuously, maybe people will think this guy infected by corona, so that we can easily enter that unreserved compartment. Same thing I did. I sneezed continuously. People started running everywhere. I easily entered the compartment and slept 3 hours. After 3 hours, I got on. I was really shocked. The whole train was gone except unreserved compartment. They disconnected the compartment. Just I went to the station master and inquired, why did you disconnect the unreserved compartment? He said, one corona patient entered in the unreserved compartment. Already we informed to Revati hospital. The ambulance are on the way to pick this corona patient. I kept quiet. I didn't tell anything. Just escaped from the railway station and took one private taxi and went to the Chennai to interview hall. When I entered the interview hall, nobody was there. Totally silent. Nobody was there. I asked the security, what happened? Today there is no more interview. The security said, the interview will be 27. Today is 26. Oh my God. My dear friends, don't take any decision when you are in alcoholic mood. Over to.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Maya Krishnan, for those wonderful jokes. I thoroughly enjoyed those jokes. We have concluded our second session and we are stepping into our third session, which is a little tickling, challenging, and with all due respect, Cavalier, Shahana, we judge people. Essentially, we evaluate them. Yeah, we do analyze them. So it's not truly judging, but evaluation. And in order to carry out our evaluation session, we have a trainer by profession, an active member of Taj, VP Education in Diplomatic Toastmaster Club, and currently associated with Dunkin' Donuts. Fellow Toastmasters, please welcome Toastmaster Shakir to be our general evaluator today. Toastmaster Shakir, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, for that generous introduction. I'm humbled. Fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends and guests, a warm good evening to all of you. Did you hear about this quote? good enough isn't good enough if we can make it better. And better isn't good enough if we can make it best. So how we can make it best? Yes, there comes the important session of our Toastmasters meeting, that is general evaluation. Here we are evaluating the speakers, giving them constructive feedback, and for sure, the speakers will benefit from the evaluation. Basically, our evaluation session divided into 3. That's speech evaluation, then meeting leaders report, and finally, the general evaluators report as a whole. So without any further ado, let me start the speech evaluation. To evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster Rajan Jo's speech, we have a Toastmaster. He was Toastmaster since 2017. Currently, our club president, VPPR of Garjana Toastmaster, club member of Mecca Toastmaster Club, none other than our truly distinguished Toastmaster, Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and all my dear friends. A warm good evening to you all. We shall overcome. I went into nostalgia of my days in Sainik School, where it was a defense school, and it used to be a parade song for us because we had to overcome a lot of obstacles. But my speaker, Toastmaster Rajan Jose, today brought in those 5 interesting pearls that actually what successful people imbibe in themselves to build a character of discipline and be successful. Be it that age is a mere number, caring about what other people think is a mere waste, avoid negativity, failure is always a learning experience, and have an attitude to succeed. Wonderful points of message that he has delivered in line with the theme and also in line with the purpose of his project. His project was to deliver a speech with a purpose. And are you sure that you are enthralled and euphoric about being a successful person with these 5 characteristics? Great way to take up a good speech. And this did not seem like his second speech in his level 1. Rather, it seemed like a professional speech that is motivating to all of us. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Rajan, on that regard. Some of the interesting characteristics or the best parts that I really loved about your speech were those anecdotes that you brought in for each one of these 5 points. Be it the example of Fauja Singh, the centenarian marathoner, or Nanamal, who was the 95-year-old Yogacharya, or about Steve Jobs. What differentiated him from Steve Wozniak, his compatriot, when they were growing up the ladder of success. And also about avoiding negativity. You brought in the beautiful metaphor of smoking, okay? How you should not be a passive smoker, and this is how you should avoid negativity. And also how you brought in your own experience of a growth mindset in Toastmastering to learn about failure as a learning experience. And last but not the least, when you were talking about have an attitude, you were talking about those brilliant gestures, which was indeed a learning experience for me. The ball, the box, and the steeple. I'm sure that everyone is benefited by this beautiful gesture. In addition to that, your beautiful voice with the characteristic modulation and these hand gestures made it a wholesome package. Toastmaster Rajan, I am indebted to find out something to make you the more proficient speaker that we are all looking forward to. If I had to suggest to you one thing, if you are in an online platform, beware of your camera angle. Always never look up. Look at an equal side so that the audience are looking at you as one among them to take home the message. And the second important thing is like when you plan and chart out a speech with so much of great scripting, always try to consider the time. Imagine having 5 great points for a 7-minute speech, it becomes slight of an overload. Had it been 3 points and ending up with a reiteration of those 3 points to evoke a call for action, it would have been a wholesome package, yet more. On the whole, a great speech. It was indeed a motivating experience, a learning experience for me as much as I believe for every one of you. But with these subtle things like camera angle, planning out a little lesser number of points, and bringing out the reiteration at the end of the point to call for an action that would make you the great speaker that you are aiming for. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Sundar Ramalingam, for that useful evaluation. Whenever he evaluates me, I really felt it's very useful for me to improve myself. So I hope Toastmaster Rajan Jose also feeling the same now. You can take the points given by your evaluator. Move on to our second evaluation. That's a speech delivered by Toastmaster Sunita Johnny. To evaluate this speech, we have a Toastmaster. He is from Darbhanga. This is the best thing that I believe in this Toastmaster. He always tried to highlight his native place. So when we said the Darbhanga city, now I know 95% of Taj Toastmasters, they knows this person already. He is staying in Saudi Arabia for past 8 years, a QA and QC manager by profession, VP Education at Grand Professional and Mobile Never Surrender Toastmasters Club, a proud member of our Toastmaster Club, also Area 6 Assistant Club Growth Director. Let me call Toastmaster Hassan Hussain to evaluate the speech delivered by Toastmaster Sunita John. Toastmaster Hassan Hussain, the virtual stage is yours.
We think that the garden is nurturing. We are nurturing the garden, but actually, this is the garden that is nurturing us. This is what we get to learn from my speaker today. When my speaker starts today, we were all curious what she is going to talk about. A wonderful theme brought by her is about gardening. Dear fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmaster, and dear guests, a warm good evening to all of you. A great speech connected to the audience, purposeful message. That was the project of hers today, to write a speech with purposeful message, and that she did perfectly. A topic that is the need of an hour. We are all talking about the low carbon emission, making Earth green. Let us make our environment, and we are talking about being green, go green, and so many plannings are being done all across the globe. Many world leaders are sitting together to save our environment. And that heart-touching topic, my speaker, she bring it today. That is about gardening. We could know about her that she is not only a garden lover, but all her family members were garden-loving people. She got to know about gardening from all his ancestors, his father, his grandfather, and many of his family members. They are loving to do this thing. And the very best thing that I like is how she connected the gardening to the discipline, how it inherent the discipline in ourselves, as well as how it teaches us to be passionate and to be affectionate towards each other. This is what the message I like from her speech today. She also talked about her own feeling when she was away from his son, and how his son, he felt that seeing her mother being so affectionate with the gardening, he felt that she is being replaced by the plants. A great messageful story you bring, Toastmaster Madam Sunita, as well as a great message for the audience that we shall plant, we shall focus on planting, be it indoor planting, we shall go for it. That was a great message, and we all audience loved that. Your speech clarity was perfectly well. The flow of a speech was very fluent, each of the audience, I believe, that were able to digest your sentences and your messages. Your vocabulary was exemplary well as you utilized the stage perfectly. Only thing I could suggest to you is to make your speech to the next level is try to add some vocal variety. When you have conversation with your son, add some different tones so that we can distinguish between two different voices, as when you are delivering the call of action, the end message, please emphasize on that. So adding vocal variety will make it more purposeful and more attractive. Second thing, of course, you are a garden lover. Sure, you have many experiences. If you want to convey a message and to let all the audience be lovable towards gardening, please share with us some of the challenges that you have faced during the gardening and how you can overcome that can make us more interested towards gardening. Share those aspects that keeps us reluctant toward the gardening so that we also will come forward to save the nature. That will make your speech more purposeful. Overall, the speech craft was fantastic. I enjoyed it a lot. Adding these two things, add some vocal variety, share some challenges, what you have faced in your project, that will make you a great speaker. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
And you're muted, Toastmaster Shakir, you're muted.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hassan Hussain, for that useful evaluation. Even the time it's passed red, you didn't stop it. You want to give the full shot. Good job. And I believe Toastmaster Sunita Joni will get the benefit of this evaluation. Move on to our third speaker evaluation, the speech delivered by Cavalier Shahana. To evaluate this speech, we have a personality. He is famous for cracking jokes during his speech and table topics. He is an experienced travel specialist, have a work experience of 15 years in travel and tourism. He's a public speaker, of course. He's a champion speaker, I could say. It's none other than our club treasurer, Toastmaster Karunagaran. Toastmaster Karunagaran, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guest and Cavalier. Cavalier Shahana, when I heard the topic, I was chatting with her before her speech. The greatest flaw. I thought today, yes, I'm going to listen some jokes or some humorous will be there. But when you came, it was full of aggressive anger. The introduction itself, you got attention of the audience. How a public speech should be there. I mean, when you are going for the contest, what are the things you should concentrate? You had all the points. The good thing, what I will say that you have so much of confidence and it is evidently visible. We can see that. And the delivery, transition, smooth transition, and fantastic delivery. How you are connected with the audience? Yes, audience are so much connected with you. And eye contact, message in that, and passion towards the topic. And what could be the effect? You understand the message. I mean, you understand the topic and you deliver that. These are all the good points I will say about your speech. Still, since you are going for the contest, I just wanted to speak more on the improvement points. What I feel is this topic itself, you can make it as aggressive or you can bring the humorous also. Since you came up with aggressive note, from the beginning to the end, it's full of fierce points. The topic judging is the human nature actually, because in your speech you are saying that people tend to judge others. Why? Because as you said, they cannot prove and they don't have time, or they don't want to spend more time on proving, analyzing all those things. That is why they are judging. So you need to create a sympathy, then only the audience will listen. Because we are saying some message, audience should listen. Now what happens, this one creates a feeling that everyone, I felt that you are actually directly hitting me, because personally everyone is judging others. It happens normally. So if you create some sympathetical story, what happened to you personally, or someone faced because of judging what they lost, then it gives real impact on the head, all the listeners. They'll feel that, oh my God, this much the negative impact this is going to create. So I would suggest bring a little lengthy story, because I'm not saying a bigger story. You brought two stories. One is a person who round the world, and he proved that a world is round, circle, all those things. And another story also small. So if you could bring a little bit lengthy story, I would say that your speech will elevate it to the better level. By adding these suggestions, your speech can become a winning speech. Thank you, and all the best. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karunagaran, for that valuable feedback. Even she is a winner in the club level. She can take all these points when she will go to the next level for the contest level. Thank you for that evaluation. Let's move on to our fourth evaluation. That's the table topic evaluation. And I would say it was an interesting session. Now let's see how the evaluator going to evaluate each of our table topic speakers. To evaluate this session, we have a Toastmaster. She joined Toastmaster recently, but achieved a lot of milestones during the short span of time. Currently working as a Vedic maths tutor. She's married and having two lovely daughters. We could say the person who chases her dream. That's in front of you. Toastmaster Neetu Radish. The virtual stage is yours.
Thank you,
Toastmaster. Point of order. Timer. We had 7 speakers. So can the evaluator know how much time she will get?
3.5, 4.
Sorry, it will be 3.5 point of order here.
3.5, 4, 4.5.
30 seconds for each speaker. So it will be 3.5 green, 4 yellow, 4.5 red, and 5 minutes to conclude the evaluation.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Toastmaster. Warm good evening to all, and welcome back after a long gap. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. I especially thank the Toastmaster, Table Topic Master, for searching so many different topics, but each one is different from each other, and it is good and excited. See, bad habits. I think everybody will have at least one bad habit, right? And miracle, dream. See, what a different topic and what a fabulous, fantastic topics he has selected. And that too, I think this is the first time we are having 7 table topic speakers. So he has done a good work to identify this much topics. Great work, and hands off to you, the table topic master. Very good, thanks. Now, we'll move to the speakers. Our first speaker, Gavin Shahana. All the best for your upcoming contest. You have done a great job. And at this age, definitely the bad habit is sleeping. All the parents will be doing the same thing to our kids. Since it's now that it's online classes, everybody will be waking up just 5 or 10 minutes before the class, and they will hurry and keep in front of the camera. Okay, we are ready. And the class may be started. Maybe they have not on the videos. It's happening nowadays. We are also facing, each one of you will be facing the same at your home. She has well explained what it is happening, and great that she has done without any mistakes. Congrats, Shahana. I cannot point any mistake in you. Sorry. Hands off for not making any mistakes. Sorry, I cannot point any mistakes. Next, our second speaker, Jabir Ali, Toastmaster Jabir Ali. Yes, he has well explained what you miss, what you want more in your life. Opportunity. Yes, definitely. Whenever you get the opportunity, you just grab it and use it. It will not wait for second time. So whatever you want in your life, you have to be. And my just small suggestion is that you would have added one small example. You have to really spoke about the rejoining of your Toastmaster, but I suggest you should have added one more example to make it interesting. Now, our third speaker, DTM Sundar Ramalingam. Yeah, definitely. He has very well explained about the celebrities' feelings. What we are seeing is just the outing, what we are seeing. But actually, what they are having, the feelings or the hard work they have come to this level. He has very well explained and made us to think before going to a celebrity whether we should disturb them or not. Now, from now onwards, we will think twice to meeting a celebrity when we are running. Before that, we'll think whether to disturb him or her, or we should. Just we are getting one autograph, but how much they are struggling for that, or how crowd they are facing. So thank you for making us understand how we should behave. At least we should think one minute before going there. Thank you very much. Now our fourth speaker, Didyam Manas. Thank you by telling that you just sleep, close your eyes only while sleeping for the good dreams. And you had done one good example about the fisherman. See, we have heard about oasis, right? Whenever you are here, we want to be in some other place. But if you go there, we want in some other place. That it happens in life. So we cannot tell anything bad about that fisherman, because he has seen that life and he wants a life which you have and you want the life which he has. It's obviously everywhere it happens like that. So you have well explained that story within short span of time. So great. And I wish you what the wishes you have and the God may bless you for that. Best of luck. Now our fifth speaker, Hassan Hussain. He well explained that change is inevitable. And God will give us the opportunity and patience, confidence, everything, and we should accept at every point and grab the challenge and opportunity. He has done it very well, and thanks for him. Now our sixth speaker, Anand Jha, Toastmaster Anand Jha. He was well explained that whatever we miss in life is family, definitely. Since we are far away from our family, definitely we will miss our family. Whatever we have, money, time, anything, but at last we will miss our family. He has explained it very well in that. Thanks for that. And our seventh speaker, Mohammad Shakir. He also very well explained that what makes him proud, the smile of his family. See, after all, when we are here or anywhere in the world, the happiness in the family or the happiness in the parents or the wife or kids or whatever it is, that makes us proud. Definitely we will have proud with our parents or family. Everyone has explained the topic very well, and thanks to everyone, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neetu, for that evaluation. As you know, table topic evaluation, it's not that much of simple. It's not like a speech evaluation. You are evaluating a long line of people within a short time. Well done. So that's the end of our speech evaluation. Now we will move to the second segment of our evaluation session. That's the meeting leaders report. So let me call. Do you want to check the timer, whether all the evaluators are qualified?
Yes, DTM Sundar and Toastmaster Karnakaran are two qualified evaluators.
Thank you, timer. So vote counter, please note that. You can share the link for voting. While the voting going on, we will move to the next session. That's meeting leaders report. So let me call our word master, Toastmaster Bhaskar, to hear the Bhaskar.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Am I audible? I'm sure
Yes, loud and clear.
the Toastmasters who delivered speech today are feeling euphoric. Congratulations for all the good speeches. And to give my report, today our DTM Sundar used the word euphoric 3 times, and Toastmaster Rajan Jose 3 times, and Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Ibrahim, once, and Toastmaster Sunita Johnny 3 times. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhaskar, for your word master report. Now, let me call our counter today, Toastmaster Anand Kumar. Toastmaster Anand Kumar.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, my responsibility is today to count some word like well, or repeated word, or what we are taking time for thinking about our next sentence. I start with Mr. Ibrahim Ali. He started our session. He take it 3 times, 4 times, this 4 times, and he waited for the next sentence 4 times. Rajan Joe, he take it 1 time, discipline word 2 times, success 3 times. He waited for the next sentence 5 times. Now coming to the Sunita, she taken gardening 3 times, garden 4 times, waiting 3 times. Now I think Sana, she is doing well. I think I'm not able to judge her, but she used 1 time, 2 times. During the table topic session, she taken 2 times, 2 times, and she taken 5 times, 2 times rest for the next sentence. Okay, she taken a gap. And now talking about the Jawar Ali, he taken 4 times, 1 time. He repeated one word many times, I, or I think it's 5 times. Second one is Mr. Sundar. He started very well. I really feel proud. I'm working in a such kind of man. He used that. He has not used any kind of Manaz used 1 time. During my speech, I used 3 times, and I taken a 3 time gap during my speech to think about the next sentence. Thank you so much for giving me such opportunity.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand, for giving a detailed counter report, isn't it? He counted his speech as well. He counted the R. That's awesome. Let's move on to our next meeting leader. That's our grammarian. Let me call Toastmaster Jabir Ali to give your grammarian report. Toastmaster Jabir Ali.
Good evening to all. It's my report. I didn't notice any wrong or bad words during the speech. I have noted the excellent words, as well as I have noted some of the thoughts. Let me go ahead. Toastmaster Rajan Jose used words capable, epidome, approached, triumph, reflection, attitude, authority, argument. Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar used words biography, instance, struggle, visionary. Toastmaster Sunita Johnny used the words foster, protect, promote, exotic, creativity, experiments, restriction, exclaim, implementing, favorable, explore. Cavalier Shahana used words tendency, weapon, analyze, evidence, evolving, scolding. And she used the thought never judge a person before analyzing and evidencing. DTM Sundar used words admire, concert, imperator, metaphor, reiteration. DTM Manas used word inner peace. Toastmaster Hassan Hussain used words inevitable, obsolete, competing, tackle, affectionate, exemplary, emphasize. Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir used word accomplice. Toastmaster Karunagaran used words sympathetical, impact, elevate. Toastmaster Neetu used words fabulous, opportunity. Back to general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Javir Ali, for that detailed grammarian report. Now move on to our next meeting leader, our timer today, distinguished Toastmaster Manaz Al-Bukhari.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shakir. Today's timer report goes awesome. We are running right on time. The meeting is going well on time. Today we had 3 speakers. All the speakers were qualified. Toastmaster Rajan Dose took 7 minutes 18 seconds. Toastmaster Sunita Johnny took 7 minutes 14 seconds, and Cavalier Shahana was qualified with 5 minutes 48 seconds. Our table topic sessions, all the table topic speakers are qualified with Cavalier Shahana with 1 minute 51 seconds, Toastmaster Jabir Ali 2 minutes 22 seconds, distinguished Toastmaster Sundar 2 minutes 21 seconds. Myself, I took 2 minutes 13 seconds. Thank you to DTM Dr. Sundar for that. TM Hassan Hussain took 2 minutes 21 seconds. Toastmaster Anandja took 2 minutes 26 seconds. And our last table topic speaker, Toastmaster Shakir. I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. It took 1 minute 41 seconds and was qualified. In our evaluation session, unfortunately, we had 2 disqualifications. Distinguished Toastmaster Sundar is qualified with 3 minutes 6 seconds. Toastmaster Hassan Hussain, maybe he was using a mobile and was not able to see me, and that's why he got disqualified with 4 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Karunakaran is qualified 3 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Neetu did a great job of evaluating 7 speakers, and she got disqualified her timing was 5 minutes 55 seconds instead of 4 minutes 30 seconds. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Manaz Al-Bukhari, for giving that detailed timeout report. Now it's my turn to give a general evaluation about the meeting. As our Sergeant at Arms today, Toastmaster Karunagaran started the meeting with a great energy. By reading the script itself, he make a good impression at the beginning for this meeting. Then our presiding officer took handover. He introduced the guest and he announced the last meeting winners. Our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar, what a beautiful theme that he chosen, and he take us through his theme during the meeting. Table topic master, I would like to especially congratulate him for choosing such topics. It's directly related with the theme and very easy to answer for anyone. And our joke master, that was good. It's entertaining. At the last, some points that I would like to mention. It's not a recommendation, just want to mention. Our meeting started 2 minutes late. Usually it's not happening in Taj Toastmaster meetings, but today it was 2 minutes late, but still we are on time. So it's okay. Then our word master, I think it's introduced twice by the presiding officer and the Toastmaster of the evening. Word master, it's introduced by 2 times. And our R counter, if you can keep your camera position a little bit straight, it will be much better. And timer was a little bit confused about the timing criteria, about the 2 minutes and 1 minute. Something goes wrong there. General evaluator have all the right to point out all these things, right? So I take that opportunity to emphasize. And one more thing, the last but not the least, that I observed, if we have a virtual background of Taj Toastmasters, at least the members of our club can keep a virtual background of Taj Toastmasters club. It can be more looking very, very good. It will be unique. That's from my side as a general evaluator. Now it's my time to hand over the lectern back to the Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjigar. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir, our evening's general evaluator. You did a fantastic job. I'm truly impressed. What a fantastic evening we had today. We had some meaningful conversations and engagements as well. And I'm truly impressed by the Lilia, the way she came and the way she said about judging. And when we talk about discipline, we don't even talk machines. Definitely in creating things, we need discipline. But as human beings, as individuals, if we more understand about why we do what we do, we truly would be equipped being more disciplined, especially when we are living in an interdependent world. There is a word used as heuristic. Heuristic is a mental shortcut that allows people to solve problems and make judgments quickly and efficiently. These are like cognitive shortcuts, time saving, energy saving, rules of thumb that allows us to simplify the decision-making process. And they come in all flavors. You must have seen all over. And these days, there are opportunists who try to capitalize on that human weaknesses. We as the humans will continue judging. No matter what, everyone judges everyone else. But if we are disciplined enough, we would gain the wisdom to give the benefit of doubt, not to judge without analyzing, because I don't know the person. So at the face value, the least I could do is give him the respect the person deserves, judging him in a pessimistic fashion. Because more often than not, our decisions are based on limited, unreliable information. And those are further hampered by our internal limits, which is our brain's processing power. And it's very interesting, going back to the book which I recommended, is How to Create a Mind. How does our mind truly work? It was a fascinating time with you all to be your Toastmaster of the evening. And thank you for all the support and all the effort as a team you all have put in. Time is of essence. It's 9:21 now, and I will hand over the podium to the presiding officer so we can conclude this meeting in time. This is too of our discipline. Distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjigar, for that euphoric session that you helped conduct in today's meeting. Kudos to you and also the other two Big Three role players, our table topics master, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal Qasim, and our general evaluator, Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir. A big round of applause for all our Big Three role players. It's time now to select the best of the Big Three, and I'm hereby sharing the link for the best of Big Three on the chat box. Kindly vote for the best of the Big Three role players whom you feel perform the role to the best of their abilities. We had a great meeting. What a way to have a meeting, although we were staying away from each other, physically distant from each other, but we were connected through the virtual environment. And the things, starting from the role players explaining their roles, then moving on to the Toastmaster of the day explaining his theme, and then the prepared speeches, the table topics session, the great table topics that were dished out by our table topics master, the general evaluator, how he was giving us the general feedback of things on what we can improve. It was all beauty of discipline in its purest form of display. I wish that we take a leaf out of this one and keep moving ourselves ahead to see the better version of ourselves and towards the journey called success. And that's what we all aim to do. And let's hope that we all achieve it some way, somehow, someday. Now we had one guest. We had Cavalier Shahana with us. Let's take some feedback if she is around. Cavalier Shahana, are you with us still in the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's a wonderful.
We'd be happy to hear your feedback about our today's meeting.
Yes, it was a wonderful meeting. I have a lot to learn a lesson from it. I was very happy to attend this meeting. It was wonderful.
Thank you very much, Cavalier Shahana. Thanks for joining us in today's meeting, and thanks for delivering your exuberant speech. We wish you all the very best. I'm sure that we all learned so much from your speeches, both the prepared speech as well as the table topics. And I'm also sure that you have taken your lesson regarding improving your speech. I request all members of our Toastmasters Club, if you have any word of improvement, either what you observed today or if there is something that you could help Cavalier Shahana take her to the next level, because she is going to the Cavalier's semi-finals, and then she has the possibility, or she has the chance to win and move over to the finals. And if one of our Taj family members achieves it, there is nothing as proud as that for us all. So just chip in whatever little that you can in terms of your feedback and suggestions for Cavalier Shahana to improve, and she will be more than welcome to take that one. If you cannot reach her, you could always reach out to our Caval Club counselor, distinguished Toastmaster Manaz al-Bukhari, for all his hard-earned efforts, and you could just convey your message to him. And it's time now, because I am the vote counter, and it's time now for me to share the results of the voting as well. Let me just give me a moment. I just have to look into the results of the best of Big Three. Here we have the results with us. Okay, the results are here in front of us. The best speaker was Shahana. Best table topic speaker was distinguished Toastmaster Manaz al-Bukhari. Best evaluator was the best meeting leader was our Wordmaster Toastmaster Bhaskar. And the best of Big Three was our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Kharchi. Congratulations to all our winners. Do we have any announcements? VP membership, Toastmaster Manaz, distinguished Toastmaster Manaz, would you like to make any announcement or anything to be shared upon?
Nothing. We have received all the entries of storytelling competition, so we will be selecting, we will be identifying the mechanics of how to evaluate it. That's it. There's no other further announcement from our side. As distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Sundar said, if you have any feedbacks for Cavalier Shahana, please do reach out to me. You can message me. You can, if you want to specifically talk to her, please reach out, and I will be happy to share her number with you. And that's it. I wish her also all the very best. We will come back to you with a detailed evaluation. Shahana, thank you very much for joining in so late.
Thank you.
And back to you, Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. And once again, a big thanks for this opportunity for our Cavalier. Appreciate it.
You're more than welcome, distinguished Toastmaster Manas, for all your efforts that you are putting into the Gavels Club. And we see the results right in front of us. This is what we all would love to see. Gavels Club was initiated during the last program year with the only aim of giving a platform for children, the younger generation who are going to be the future, to be better speakers, better leaders, better orators, and better communicators. And we see an example right in front of us. And not just that, we had two other winners too. We had Cavalier Shyam Ganesh, who was in the table topics, and also Cavalier Janet in the evaluation. They all went up to the semifinals, and they were in the top 3 in that particular group. Now, Cavalier Shahana will be going to the semifinals, and only in the international speech category, they are allowing a finals like a kind of a world championship. Let's hope for the best for Cavalier Shahana and all our Cavals at Taj Gavels Club. In fact, I had a discussion with our Caval Counselor, distinguished Toastmaster Manas, that how about giving them a feel of the physical environment, because since the time that they started, they have been doing all their meetings on the virtual platform. So we are just working out ways to give them a teaser of how a physical meeting would be. And if things work out, and if the safety and health concerns are met without any flaws, then probably we could also emulate it for the future so that they get a better experience in communication and leadership. So with that, we come to the end of the meeting. Let us now all rise up for the national anthem. Jai. The beauty of discipline is that we end the meeting on time. With this, we adjourn today's meeting, and the meeting will be open for socializing after adjournment.